Hey guys, it's Kevin coming at you from the lab area, the unfinished, horrible looking lab area. Um, so a lot of things going on. Had like a crazy week at work last week, with just things just being aggravating. I don't want to go into it, but anyway, I had my I guess second interview today for a position. Had a really good, I guess not this recent Friday, but the Friday before, I had a good phone interview, um, speaking with the hiring manager, and then I went in today and did a technical interview with them. I think it went really well. It was 2.5 hours. Um, Kind of quizzed me on knowledge. He wasn't going crazy in depth. I was just brutally honest, with what I knew, what I didn't know, my experience, what I've been doing. I think that's the best way to go into these interviews, so that nobody's expectations are higher than they need to be. Um, but yeah, it went really well. I'm excited about it, and I'm hoping it comes through. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. There's other jobs out there, but it just sounds like a really cool environment. It's working in Philadelphia, so it's going to increase my commute. I have no clue on pay. That really wasn't discussed at all. Right now, I'm in a contract scenario, and I'm actually paid pretty well for what I'm doing. I have no complaints in that area. I have a feeling I'll probably take a little bit of a cut, but then I'll get benefits and all that fun stuff. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping beyond hope that they were impressed. Being that the interview was so long, I'm feeling pretty confident. Um, I don't know. I mean, there were a couple things I wasn't like 100% sure on. A couple things I had to kind of work out in my brain. He was trying to, like, for some reason I couldn't come in my brain. I couldn't remember the term route redistribution. He was trying to find out how to like share a route from OSPF down through EIGRP and all this other stuff, and he was asking me some stuff on that. So got through that, and had some conversations on like kind of the typical life, working in that position, and finding out what was expected and what the team is like, and how open they are to people asking questions. I really just want to get in a scenario where I can learn, um, because I don't know everything, and there's a lot to learn, and I just hope to be on a team where people want to share information. Because there be things that I know that they don't know, and I love, if any time that somebody could come to me and ask me a question, I I I like teaching. Not that I want to teach, but I like sharing the information, especially when I know something well enough to be able to, help somebody along the way. It's always been fun to do, and I've run into it a lot more now that I got the CCNA, and even as I've been going through the journey, because I would pick up like some information maybe on something on Spanning Tree or something, and then my coworker would be like troubleshooting something, and I'll be like, well, that won't work because of this, or that won't work because of that. So I'm always open to do it, and I just want to be in an environment where I can be the person on the receiving end of some information, and that's where I think I would thrive. So I'm hoping that works out. I'm excited about it. And what else is going on? Oh, I actually managed to. I have a 2100 series wireless controller. And I think I showed when I did my like little lab setup video. And I have a lot of these like 1131 APs. Well, not a lot. I have four of them. So I after talking to the hiring manager, initially he said that they were going to be doing a wireless rollout coming up. So I was like, well, I've been wanting to mess around with the wireless, and the only reason I haven't really done it up until now is because I was messing around with the Cisco stuff, the CCNA stuff. So threw the controller on, got it configured, got it up and running, got into the whatever the JavaScript page or whatever, the management page, or went in there, went to plug in some access points, and I ran into a couple little roadblocks where I set there's like a management port to manage the controller. Then there's like a management port that you set up that manages the APs, and I don't know all the jargon, and it's still, but I got all that set up. But then when I went to plug in the APs on this controller, there's two PoE ports on it. So I was trying to plug the APs into that, so then I have to use a power injector or a switch with a power injector. I was just trying to go straight through the controller, but for some reason they wouldn't sync up. It would see it in there's a CDP neighbor section, and I would see them there, but for some reason it wouldn't allow me to add them to the groups. And then I realized that the management port that I set up, which was port 1 on this thing, I set both the management for the APs and the management for the controller both up on port 1. That's where it was looking for the, I think it's CapWap or something like that. Basically the request from the AP to join the controller. So once I put it into a switch and then plugged them in, the thing came right up, and I'm like, yeah. And now the only other hurdle I have left to figure out on this thing is, for some reason, it won't pull DHCP addresses from my. I have a TP-Link router, wireless router, and then I have a cable internet provider. So for some reason, it won't send the DHCP request or receive it from the wireless router. And I don't know if there's like some sort of like statement that I have to put in there. I haven't researched it. So what I did is I put a bunch of the devices that I have on this wireless. I put static addresses in, and the thing works fine. The speed is like way better. I kind of had like my network set up weird. I had the Cisco Linksys wireless router. And then I had my TP-Link underneath of it. So I had like a double stacked kind of network. And this was slowing my network down because I was only getting like 50 megabits per second. And then once I removed this and put that in, I'm getting like 110. So that thing's been creeping me like. And well, I also, just to add to that, I did actually bump up my service from 50 megabits to 100. It was like $10 more a month, and they were like, oh, we could double your speed. And I'm like, okay, $10, that's fine. So I got that started, but when I came and checked it, it was only giving me like 50, maybe 60. So I'm like, where's the other 40 megabits per second? So sure enough, once I took that out of play and just plugged the TP-Link, which I think has it has gigabit ports on it, I'm getting 110 megabits per second. And then I have a little Cisco business class switch. It's a non-managed switch, which is all gigabit. So I have everything kind of tied in through that. But my network is like screaming right now. So it's cool. Like one thing kind of I improved my wireless signal because now my wireless signal goes way out into the middle of my backyard. I got a little bit of training on my Cisco wireless. I got that going. So like all this like little things kind of fell into place just because of this one job interview. I was like, let me learn this. Then I went into the interview and I was like, hey, after you mentioned that, I went and did this and played around. So I think that played well for me. Yeah, I have a long roundabout way of getting back to the interview thing, huh? So yeah, I'm excited. I hope it works out. I hope the pay and everything works out. My commute, the downsides would be my commute would be longer. But for the right opportunity, and as long as the money is within like a certain wheelhouse like amount, I'm golden. I don't mind losing some pay to gain knowledge and a place that I'm excited about going to work to. I don't mind. Like money's not everything. And right now, the place that I work, I've learned a lot, but I've hit a wall, and I don't feel like there's any growth. It's just going to be kind of stagnant and the same. And I have all of this stuff that I learned doing this Cisco journey that I really want to get my hands on and start working with and doing. So I'm excited about like these opportunities coming. I had another phone interview with a headhunter on something, and that person's interested. They were just wondering why I would leave a full-time like contract for like a smaller short-term contract. But like so I'm getting hits. The CCNA has been like such a good stepping stone, and it's given me a little bit more confidence, and it's opening some doors. So definitely, if you're looking at it, just definitely jump on it and do it. Other than that, I'm gonna run. It's been 10 minutes of me jabbering on, and that's it. I'll talk to you later.